Hello and welcome to Replacement Player Baseball. Today we are going to see Game 2 between the Brewers and Cubs in Wrigley Field. The Brewers took Game 1, scoring 4 runs off the Cubs bullpen in the late innings of that game in order to secure an 8-6 win. Let's move on to today's game. It is a 1:20 start on a beautiful Saturday afternoon in Chicago. We see the Cubs are sending Yu Darvish out to the mound today. He is making start number 22, coming in at 6-8 with a 3.66 ERA, 121 WHIP. The lineup supporting Yu Darvish today will be Happ, Bryant, Santana, Bruce, Bogarts, Bradley, Hayward, Ramos, and then the pitcher Darvish. Opposing him for the Brewers will be right-handed pitcher Corbin Burnes. He's making appearance number 38 this year, pitching out of the bullpen and the rotation for the Brewers. He comes in at 2-8 with a 6.32 ERA, 144 WHIP. And the Brewers lineup today will be Lorenzo Cain, Avisail Garcia, Christian Yelich, Logan Morrison, Luis Urias, Jed Gyorko, Brock Holt, Manny Pena, and then the pitcher Corbin Burnes. It is 80 degrees in Chicago today. The wind is blowing out to right at 12 mph. And we are set for today's baseball game. As we see Darvish standing on the mound, ready to face the Brewers' leadoff hitter, Lorenzo Cain. Cubs facing the Brewers today. The Brewers coming in at 47-61, fourth place in the NL Central. Facing the Cubs, who are 51-58, third place in the NL Central. And Milwaukee has gone 8-6 against the Cubs so far this season. Cubs trying to claw back up toward 500 here as Darvish delivers a 2-2 pitch. That's slapped into right field. That is going to be a single, leading off the game for Lorenzo Cain. Bringing up Garcia for the Brewers. The Brewers actually have their 3 outfielders in the 1, 2, and 3 positions in this game. 1-2 pitch, Garcia watches strike 3 go by, a slider at 86, and nothing he could do with that one. Yelich now batting, 1 out, 1 man on, 2-1 count, and there's a pickoff throw to first. The ball gets away and rolls down toward the dugout. The runner, Cain, is going to advance easily to second as Darvish, seeming to channel a little bit of John Lester there, botched the pickoff throw. So Yelich now batting with a full count. And that is strike 3 called. It looks like Darvish got him with the fastball there on the outside corner. So that is strikeout number 2. And it brings up Logan Morrison. With Cain standing on second, here's the first pitch. That's slapped into right center field. That's going to drop in for a base hit. Cain is rounding third. He is heading home. The throw comes home, and Lorenzo Cain is out at home. Nice throw by Jackie Bradley to gun down the base runner trying to score on the single. The Brewers get 2 hits, but they do not score. We go to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Ian Happ now the batter, stepping up against the righty, Corbin Burnes. Happ, the switch hitter, will come in from the left side in this at-bat. Burnes looking for the signal, and here's the pitch. That is popped up to right. That is going to be playable as Garcia makes the catch for out number 1. Chris Bryant now batting. 1-2 count to Bryant. And Bryant swings and misses at the changeup for strike 3. Santana now the batter. Another switch hitter coming up from the left side. Santana with a 2-0 count waiting for the pitch. That is hit into the gap in right center field. That is going to just carry into the basket for a home run. The wind carried that one, and it went 414 feet out to right center field. So Danny Santana has just made this a 1-0 lead for the Cubs. Jay Bruce now the batter. Bruce getting his first start for the Cubs after having been traded from the Cardinals at the deadline. Bruce coming up to face a 1-1 count. And here's the pitch. He hits that one on the ground towards second. The throw goes to first, and Bruce is retired for out number 3. The Cubs do break this scoreless tie with a solo shot from Danny Santana. We go to the top of the second. It is 1-0 Chicago. Urias leading off for the Brewers against Darvish. 1-1 count, top of the second inning. Darvish working. Grounded over toward first. Santana has it, steps on the base, and that is out number 1. Giorco now batting, 1 out, nobody on, full count. Darvish looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Popped up left center field. Bradley going back to the warning track, and he makes the catch at the wall for out number 2. The wind certainly played a factor in that one as well. It carried a little ways. And now Brock Holt is the batter. 2 outs, nobody on. 0-2 pitch from Darvish. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Darvish leans into the slider right there and gets his 3rd strikeout of the game. We're going to the bottom of the second, 1-0 Cubs. Bogarts the batter, facing Burns. First pitch, Bogarts. And that's a grounder towards short. The throw goes to first, and Bogarts is retired for out number 1. Bradley now the batter with 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 pitch, and Bradley takes outside for ball 4. So Bradley earns the free pass. And now Jason Hayward is batting. 1 out, 1 man on. Full count pitch to Jason Hayward. Corbin Burns, here it comes. And that is high. It is ball 4. And Corbin Burns is suddenly struggling to find the plate. He's walked 2 batters in a row. Bringing up Wilson Ramos now. 1 out, 2 men on. Cubs trying to extend this 1-0 lead. And here's the pitch. And that's laced into left field, but that is right at the left fielder Yelich. Man, that was hit right on the nose, but it was basically directly at Christian Yelich for out number 2. That'll bring up Yu Darvish, who is 9 for 29 on the season with 5 RBIs. Darvish looking to contribute to his own cause here, waiting for the 1-0 pitch. And that gets away. That's a wild pitch. The runners are going to advance. Hustling down to second and third are Bradley and Hayward. And now Darvish has a chance with 2 runners in scoring position. Here's a 2-1 pitch. He hits it on the ground towards second. The throw goes to first, and that is the end of the inning. Darvish is not able to drive in the runs. The Cubs strand 2. We go to the top of the third of a 1-0 ball game. Darvish will face Pena here in the top of the 3rd inning. 2-2 count. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was the changeup again. Darvish has gotten, I believe, 3 out of 4 strikeouts on the changeup today. That'll bring up Corbin Burns now. 1-2 count to Corbin Burns. Strike 3 swinging. The ball gets away. The throw has to go to first, but Ramos is late. And that will be a strikeout and a wild pitch. And Corbin Burns is now standing on first. Lorenzo Cain is now the batter. With 1 out and 1 man on, a 1-1 pitch to Lorenzo Cain. Grounder toward short, the throw goes to second, but there is no relay to first, and Cain is safe on the fielder's choice. Burns broke up the double play at second, and that'll bring up Garcia with 2 outs and a runner on first. First pitch to Avisail Garcia, and that one gets away. Man, I don't know if they were trying to pitch out there or some kind of a crossed up signal. The catcher stood up like he was expecting a pitch out, and they end up with Cain on second base anyway as the ball went all the way to the backstop. So now there's 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Garcia waiting for the 1-ball pitch. There's a grounder towards short. Bogarts has it, throws to first, and fortunately that ends the inning. So the Cubs managed to prevent the Brewers from scoring despite a couple of miscues in that inning. We go to the bottom of the third of a 1-0 ball game. Ian Happ leading off again for the Cubs here in the bottom of the third. First pitch from Corbin Burns. Here it comes. Grounder toward first. The pitcher Burns covering first, and the flip, and Happ is out for the first out of the inning. Chris Bryant now batting. 1-2 count, 1 out. Bryant swings and misses at another changeup. That is strike 3. And Corbin Burns is apparently injured throwing that pitch. The trainer comes out to check out his back. He might have tweaked his back throwing that pitch. So they're taking him out of the ball game. We're going to get a new pitcher, which is going to be Devin Williams. So, do we have a story on Corbin Burns? Injured while pitching, diagnosis pending. Threw 32 pitches today, but tweaked his back here in the 3rd inning. So now we move on to Devin Williams. He will face Danny Santana, who has hit a solo home run, which is the difference in this ballgame. Here's a full count pitch to Danny Santana. Devin Williams looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3, and Williams strikes out Williams strikes out Santana to end the inning. We go to the top of the 4th of a 1-0 ball game. Darvish working against Yelich to lead off the top of the 4th. Here's a 1-ball pitch. That is laced toward left field. That is going to drop in for a single, as Christian Yelich will stop at first with a base hit. Logan Morrison now batting. Leadoff hitter on first. Morrison waiting for the 2-1 pitch. Grounder toward the mound. Darvish has it. Throws to first, and the throw is late. Darvish was very slow reacting to that, and then cannot get the ball to first in time. So Yelich is safe on second. Morrison is safe on first. The Brewers are threatening with 2 on and nobody out, and Urias is the next batter. First pitch to Urias. There's a grounder past second base into right field. However, the runner stops at third. Man, that just was out of the reach of Ian Happ. So now, the Brewers have 3 straight singles. And with that, the bases are loaded with nobody out in a 1-0 ball game. And Jed Gyorko is the batter. Here's a 2-2 pitch from Darvish, trying to work his way out of this jam. Check swing, strike 3. Darvish gets Gyorko on the changeup. So that is strikeout number 6 on the day for Darvish. And he'll now face Brock Holt with 1 out and the bases loaded. Here's a 1-strike pitch to Holt. That's lined into left field, going all the way to the wall. That's going to drive in some runs. 1 run is in. Rounding third and scoring is the second runner. Rounding third and scoring a 3rd run. And that is going to be a bases clearing double for Brock Holt. And the Brewers now lead 3-1. So Yelich, Morrison, and Urias all scored on that play. And now Pena is up with 1 out and another runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-strike pitch from Darvish. That's lined into left field. That's going to be played on a hop out in left field. The runner rounds third. He's heading home. The throw comes home, and he is safe. So a RBI single for Manny Pena extends the Brewers' lead to 4-1. The pitcher, Devin Williams, is now the batter with 1 out and 1 man on. And he lays down a bunt. Ramos has it. Throws to second. However, the throw is not in time. He should have taken the sure out over at first. Ramos tries to be aggressive and throw out the lead runner, but Pena beat the throw. And now Lorenzo Cain comes up with 1 out and runners on first and second. Here's a 1-strike pitch. Grounder to first. Santana has it to short. The relay back to first, and it's not in time. The Cubs tried to turn the 3-6-3 double play, but Bogart's relay back to first was late. So on the fielder's choice, the Brewers now have 2 outs, runners on the corners, and Avisail Garcia is the batter. Garcia waiting for the 0-2 pitch, and he swings and misses for strike 3. So Darvish gets strikeout number 7, but he allows 4 runs on 5 hits, and the Brewers now lead 4-1. Jay Bruce is going to lead off for the Cubs in the bottom of the 4th inning, facing the Brewers' Devin Williams. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Jay Bruce. Strike 3 called, and Bruce strikes out looking at the fastball at 95. Xander Bogaerts now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 2-2 count to Xander Bogaerts. Popped up behind second base. That is going to be played in short right field by Garcia for out number 2. And now Bradley is the batter with a 1-strike count. Here's the pitch. Grounder up the middle. Shortstop has it, throws to first, and that retires the side. The Cubs are set down in order in the 4th. We go to the top of the 5th inning of a 4-1 ball game. The Cubs are now bringing in reliever Junior Fernandez. He is the new flavor of the month for Kerry Wood since he was acquired in a trade yesterday at the deadline. He's thrown 21 2/3, 21 walks to 22 strikeouts and a 7.06 ERA. He will face Christian Yelich here in the top of the 5th inning as the leadoff batter. 2-1 count. Fernandez staring into the catcher, getting the sign, and here's the pitch. Grounder to first. That'll be 3 unassisted as Yelich is retired for out number 1. Logan Morrison now the batter. 1-strike count. Fernandez working. Here's the pitch. Grounder to second. Happ has it. Throws to first, and that is out number 2. Urias now batting. 2 outs, nobody on. 2-2 count to Julio Urias. Luis Urias, I'm sorry. There's strike 3 swinging, and the Brewers are retired in order in the top of the 5th. So Fernandez has a 1-2-3 inning. The Brewers are still ahead 4-1. And the Brewers go to a new pitcher from their bullpen here in the bottom of the 5th inning. They're going to bring in Corey Nebel, who has thrown 31 2/3 innings, 18 walks, 44 strikeouts, and a 3.98 ERA. He will face Hayward Ramos and the pitcher's spot in the bottom of the 5th inning. Here's a full count pitch to Jason Hayward. And that's lined into the gap in left center field. That's going all the way to the wall. Hayward is going to have extra bases. He rounds first. He is going to slide into second safely with a double. Lead-off double for Jason Hayward here in the bottom of the 5th inning as the Cubs are going to try to mount a rally off Corey Nebel. Wilson Ramos now the batter. 0 for 1 today. Waiting for the full count pitch. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Nebel swung and missed at the high fastball, and he is retired for out number 1. Now, Junior Fernandez is the batter. The Cubs sending Fernandez up with 1 out, 1 man on the bottom of the 5th inning. And it looks like this is a time where the Cubs need to use a pinch hitter. Excuse me. They have plenty of pinch hitters available, but none are apparently going to make it into this game. So, Fernandez, with a 1-2 count, swings and misses for strike 3. Fernandez heads back to the dugout, and that'll bring up Ian Happ. Happ coming up with 2 outs, runner in scoring position, Cubs down by 3. Here's a 1-2 count. And Happ swings and misses for strike 3. So the Cubs are retired despite the leadoff double. They do not score, going to the top of the 6th of a 4-1 ball game. Giorgio is going to lead off for the Brewers in the top of the 6th inning against Junior Fernandez. 1-1 count. Giorgio waiting for the pitch. Grounder toward the mound. Fernandez has it. Throws to first. The throw is late. And Giorgio has an infield single. Brock Holt now the batter. 1-1 count. Runner on first. Nobody out. And here's the pitch. Grounder through the gap into right field. That's going to be another base hit. The runner rounds second, heading for third. And the Brewers have first and third with nobody out in the top of the 6th inning. And that's going to be the end of the day for Junior Fernandez. Bringing in now the new right-handed pitcher, Sam Tuivailala. He has thrown 29 1/3 innings of 12 walk, 28 strikeout baseball with a 4.91 ERA. He will face Manny Pena with nobody out and runners on the corners. Here's an 0-2 pitch. And that's lined over Bryant's head down the left field line. That's going to drive in a run. The throw goes back into third, which prevents the runners from continuing to advance. However, that RBI single extends the Brewers' lead out to 5-1. Keston Hirai is now the batter. With nobody out, runners on first and second. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Sammy T. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased one outside the zone. That is out number 1. Lorenzo Cain now the batter. With 1 out, runners on first and second. Here is a full count pitch to Lorenzo Cain. And he pops it up deep to right. The wind is carrying that one. And it is caught on the warning track. So Holt is going to tag up and advance from second to third. Cain flies out for the second out of the inning, and now Avisail Garcia comes up with runners on the corners and 2 outs. Here's a 1-ball count, and there's a pickoff throw. The throw gets away, and the runners are going to advance. So the Brewers score the second run of the inning on an errant pickoff throw, the second of the game for the Cubs, and now it is 6-1 Milwaukee. Garcia now the batter. Pena advancing to second also on that pickoff throw. And here's a full count pitch. That is a ball 4, and that is a walk, which will now put runners on first and second with nobody out, or 2 outs, and Trevor Rosenthal is going to be the new pitcher for the Cubs. The righty Rosenthal will face the lefty Yelich here in the top of the 6th inning. Rosenthal has thrown 45 2/3 on the season. He has allowed 27 walks, 48 strikeouts, and a 2.36 ERA. Rosenthal working first pitch to Yelich, and that is a balk. So the runners are allowed to advance. The Cubs look like a little league team out here today. They just look lost. Rosenthal now has to work with 2 runners in scoring position, and Christian Yelich the batter. Here's a full count pitch. That is strike 3 called, and mercifully, the inning is over. So we go to the bottom of the 6th inning. This is a 6-1 game in favor of Milwaukee. The Brewers are going to bring out a new reliever. It's going to be David Phelps, right-handed pitcher. He's thrown 38 1/3 innings, 18 walks, 31 strikeouts, 3.52 ERA. He will face Bryant, Santana, and Bruce in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-2 count. Bryant is waiting for the pitch. And he lines that one into the gap in left center field. This will be extra bases for Chris Bryant. He rounds first, heading for second. And he is going to stand into second with a double. So 2nd inning in a row, the Cubs have a leadoff double. Let's see if they can capitalize on it this time. Danny Santana now the batter. 1-1 count. Santana pops it up to center. Coming in with a line on it is Lorenzo Cain, and he makes the catch for out number 1. Jay Bruce now batting. Stepping in from the left side against the righty Phelps. 1-strike pitch. And he grounds that one to second. It bounces off the second baseman's glove and into right field. That is going to be a single for Jay Bruce. Probably lucky they didn't credit him with an error right there. So Bogart's now batting. Runners on the corners, 1 out. Cubs down by 5, but trying to mount a rally. Bogart's waiting for the first pitch. That is going to be a soft liner over the shortstop's head and into center field. Chris Bryant is going to score the first run of the inning, as the Cubs have now cut into the Milwaukee lead. It is 6-2. Bruce holds at second because he wasn't sure if that ball was going to be caught or fall in. And now Bradley is the batter. With 1 out, 2 men on, 1 run in this inning. Here's the first pitch to Jackie Bradley, and that's a wild pitch. The runners are going to advance. So the Cubs now have Bruce on third, Bogarts on second, and Bradley batting with a 1-2 count. Looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. And that's lined into right field. That's going to drop in for another base hit. 1 run is in. However, the second runner stops at third. Bogarts does not attempt to score on the arm of Garcia. And so the Cubs score again, and is now 6-3. Jason Hayward is batting. Bogart's on third, Bradley on first. One out in the bottom of the sixth inning. And here's a one-strike pitch to Jason Hayward. Hayward lifts that one into left center, into right field. That is caught. The runner tags up from third. A long throw, and Bogart slides in safely to home. So Hayward is credited with the RBI sacrifice fly. It is now 6-4 in favor of the Brewers. And the Brewers are going to bring in a new relief pitcher. This is going to be J.P. Frierson. He has thrown 20 and third innings of 7-walk, 18-strikeout baseball with a 3.98 ERA. He will face Wilson Ramos with 2 outs, runner on first in the bottom of the sixth inning. Here's the first pitch to Wilson Ramos. Looking for the sign. And here it comes. Ramos grounds it toward short. The throw goes to second, and the side is retired. The Cubs score 3 times and cut the Brewers' lead down to 6-4 in the bottom of the sixth inning. Logan Morrison now is the batter in the top of the seventh. He's leading off for the Brewers against Trevor Rosenthal, who's staying in for the Cubs. Rosenthal's spot is due to lead off in the bottom of the seventh inning. Here's a 1-2 pitch from Trevor Rosenthal. And he hits him. Plunks Logan Morrison right in the shoulder. 5th base on, or hit by pitch that Morrison has taken this season. And now Urias is the batter. With nobody out and a runner on first, here's a full count pitch. And Rosenthal misses low and away for ball 4. So the Brewers have the first 2 runners on base. And nobody out with Jed Giorco coming up. He is 1 for 3 today. Here's a 1-ball pitch to Giorco. Popped up to center. Bradley going back on the warning track, and he hauls it in for the first out of the inning. The runner on second tags up and advances to third as the throw goes back into the cutoff man. So a deep fly ball, but Bradley hauls it in. That's the first out of the inning. Brock Holt now batting. Runners on the corners with 1 out. 1-2 pitch to Brock Holt. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Rosenthal blows that by him with a fastball at 95. And now Manny Pena is the batter. With 2 outs and runners on the corners, Brewers looking to extend this 6-4 lead. Here's a 3-0 pitch. That is way inside for ball 4. Pena was diving out of the way of that one. And Rosenthal issues his second walk of the inning. And now the Brewers are going to send up the always dangerous Ryan Braun as a pinch hitter in the number 9 spot. Braun will come up with the bases loaded and 2 outs, and Cubs trying to hold this at a 2-run deficit. Here's a full count pitch from Trevor Rosenthal. That is low. It is ball 4. Braun draws the walk, which forces in a run. It is now 7-4 Milwaukee. And now Kerry Wood decides to make a change. He brings in Raisel Iglesias and doesn't even do it on a double switch. So Iglesias is going to lead off the next inning for the Cubs. Lorenzo Cain is now the batter. There are 2 outs, and the bases are still loaded. Iglesias trying to work his way out of this jam. Here's a 1-ball pitch to Lorenzo Cain. Grounder to second, Happ has it. Throws to first, and that will end the inning. So the Brewers score once. Fortunately, it was only once. We go to the bottom of the 7th inning of a 7-4 Brewer lead. And our guest conductor for the 7th inning stretch today is going to be Daniel Craig. So Tyler O'Neill is going to be sent up to pinch hit against the new Milwaukee reliever, Ray Black. Black comes in with 47 2/3 innings worked, 25 walks, 60 strikeouts, and a 3.97 ERA. Tyler O'Neill waiting for the full count pitch from Ray Black. And here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Tyler O'Neill heads back to the dugout after chasing that fastball at 99. Ian Happ now the batter. The switch hitter Happ steps in from the left side against the righty Black with 1 out and nobody on. Here is a 2-2 pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a fastball that only clocked in at 98. But Happ still could not catch up with it. Chris Bryant now coming up. He is 1 for 3 today with 2 outs, nobody on, and a 3-1 pitch to Chris Bryant. Low and away for ball 4. Bryant shows some good patience and draws the walk. And now Danny Santana is the batter. Santana is going to come up and face a new Brewer reliever, Alex Claudio. Claudio looks like he could make a good future Cub someday. Left-handed pitcher Claudio has thrown 48 innings this year, 17 walks, 33 strikeouts with a 3.75 ERA. He will face Danny Santana with 2 outs and a runner on first in the bottom of the 7th inning. Here is a full count pitch to Danny Santana. And that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. Santana chased one outside the zone. The Cubs do not score. They strand a runner. We go to the top of the 8th of a 7-4 Brewers lead. So Garcia will lead off for the Brewers against the new Cub pitcher Sean Doolittle in the top of the 8th inning. Doolittle has thrown 35 1/3 innings, 12 walks, 33 strikeouts, and a 2.55 ERA. 0-2 pitch from Doolittle. Here it comes. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Doolittle records his first strikeout of the game, and now Christian Yelich is the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here it comes. Popped up on the infield, the shortstop Bogarts comes in. He calls off Bryant and makes the catch for out number 2. Logan Morrison now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-2 pitch to Logan Morrison. Lined up the middle, that's going to be a base hit into center. Bradley plays it on a hop. That'll be a 2-out single for Logan Morrison. And now Doolittle will face Urias with 2 outs and a runner on first. Here's a 1-ball pitch. Grounder to third. Bryant has it. Throws to second to get the lead runner and end the inning. So on the fielder's choice, the Brewers inning ends. They strand a runner. We go to the bottom of the 8th of a 7-4 ball game. Claudio will come back out for his 2nd inning of work. Actually, it's only his 2nd batter he's faced. He struck out a batter, Danny Santana, to end the last half inning. So now Claudio faces Jay Bruce in the bottom of the 8th. Here's a 1-strike pitch from Alex Claudio. There's a grounder to first. It gets by the first baseman into right field. That'll be a leadoff single for Jay Bruce. Nice piece of hitting there to beat the shift. And he's standing on first with Xander Bogaerts coming up. Bogaerts waiting for the full count pitch from Claudio. And here it comes. Popped up left center field. Gonna be playable. Lorenzo Cain goes back. And he makes the catch on the warning track for out number 1. Jackie Bradley now batting, and he will face Sam Coonrod. Interesting choice. They bring in Coonrod instead of the closer Hader here in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Coonrod has 37 innings, 23 walks, 31 strikeouts, 5.35 ERA. He will face Bradley with 1 out and a runner on first here in the bottom of the 8th inning. Coonrod looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Lined up the middle. Steps on second and throws to first. That is a ground ball double play. Score it 4-3. So the Cubs do not score. We go to the top of the 9th inning. It is still a 7-4 ball game. Giorgio leading off against Doolittle in the top of the 9th. Here's a 3-0 pitch from Doolittle. That is inside for ball 4. So Doolittle issues the free pass. And now Brock Holt will be the batter. With nobody out, a runner on first, here's a 1-1 pitch. Holt pops it up to center. Bradley going back on the warning track, and he makes the play for out number 1. Pena now the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. And here's the pitch. That's a grounder to short. The throw goes to second, the relay to first, and that is an inning-ending double play. So Doolittle gets out of the inning. The Brewers do not score. We go to the bottom of the 9th of a 7-4 ball game. And here he is, left-handed pitcher Josh Hader, to face the 7, 8, and 9 batters in the Cub lineup in the bottom of the 9th inning. Brewers hanging on to a 3-run lead. A 1-2 count. Hader looking for save 21 on the season. Here's the pitch. And Hayward swings and misses for strike 3. So that's the first out of the inning, and it brings up Wilson Ramos. Ramos with 1 out, nobody on, waiting for the first pitch from Hader. That's a grounder towards second. Ramos hustling, but he is late, and the throw retires him for out number 2. And now Nico Horner is going to be the pinch hitter for the Cubs. He's going to step up against Hader with 2 outs, nobody on, and a 2-2 count in the bottom of the 9th inning. And he grounds it to second. The second baseman has it, throws to first, but Nico Horner beats it out. He is safe on first with an infield single. So nice hustling there by Nico Horner to get down the line, and it brings up Ian Happ. Happ will face Hader, batting from the right side for the first time today. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Happ drills that one to left field. It might be, it is gone. Ian Happ has just made this a 7-6 ball game with a 2-run shot, 403 feet out to left field. And Happ has now drawn the Cubs to within 1. So with 2 outs and nobody on, Chris Bryant is going to be the next batter. He will face Josh Hader, waiting for the 1-strike pitch. Bryant hits that one a mile down the left field line. That might be, it is gone! And Chris Bryant has just tied up this game. The Cubs have hit back-to-back home runs in the bottom of the 9th inning. It is a 7-7 ball game here in Chicago, and the fans are going wild. So Happ and Bryant go back-to-back, brings up Danny Santana, and suddenly the Cubs have a chance to win this game in the bottom of the 9th inning. Hader has blown the save, and here's a 1-2 pitch to Danny Santana. Swing and a miss for strike 3, so Santana strikes out to end the inning. However, the Cubs score 3 on a dramatic bottom of the 9th inning comeback. We go to the top of the 10th of a 7-7 ball game. Casey Sadler will be brought in to pitch for the Cubs. He is going to face the Brewers pitcher Josh Hader. Are the Brewers seriously out of pinch hitters? This doesn't make any sense at all. No, they've got Navarez and Sogard and Keon Broxton, and apparently they're going to stick with Hader in the the bottom of the 10th inning because nobody else is rested apparently. So Sadler pitching for the Cubs in the top of the 10th. Here's the 0-2 pitch to Josh Hader. Sadler looking for the sign, and here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Sadler sets him down with the changeup to start off the inning, and now Omar Narvaez. Well, now Narvaez is going to pinch hit for the number 1 spot for Lorenzo Cain. He'll come up from the left side against the righty Sadler. Full count pitch, Sadler working. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Got him with the fastball, although it was only in there at 89. It got the job done. So Garcia now is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on in the top of the 10th inning. 2-2 count to Garcia. And that's lined into center field. I believe that's going to drop in for base hit. As Bradley plays it on a hop, that is a 2-out single for Avisail Garcia. And it brings up Christian Yelich with 2 outs and a runner on first. 1-2 count. And Sadler gets him to pop up. Bradley chasing it down in left center field, and he puts it away for out number 3. So the Brewers do not score. We go to the bottom of the 10th inning. It is a 7-7 tie. Josh Hader, who's already thrown 20 pitches, is coming back out to work the bottom of the 10th. He is going to face Bruce, Bogarts, and Bradley, the Killer Bees, here in the bottom of the 10th inning. 1-2 count. Hader working. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. As that sends Bruce back to the dugout. That is strikeout number 3 on the day for Hader. And now Bogaerts is the batter with 1 out, nobody on. Here's a 1-2 pitch to Xander Bogaerts. Swing and a miss for strike 3. Hader got that one across the plate at 98, and Bogaerts could not catch up. And now we're going to see a pinch hitter, as Drupal Cabrera is going to come up and pinch hit in the bottom of the 10th inning with 2 outs and nobody on. Cabrera waiting for the full count pitch. Here it comes. And that's lined into left center field. That is going to be playable, though, by Yelich, and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Cubs go down in order in the 10th. We go to the top of the 11th inning of a 7-7 tie. Sadler will face Morrison, Urias, and Gyorko in the top of the 11th inning. First pitch, Sadler working to Morrison. Grounder up the middle, the shortstop's in the right place. He was playing behind second on the shift, and he sends it over to first for out number 1. Urias now batting, 1 out, nobody on. 3-0 pitch from Sadler. That is inside for ball 4, so Sadler sends him down to first with a walk, and Gyorko is the batter. And that's going to be it for Sadler. Kerry Wood is going to bring in John Loaiza to pitch to Jed Gyorko in the top of the 11th inning. Loaiza has thrown 98 innings this year, 33 walks, 104 strikeouts, and a 4.87 ERA. Loaiza comes in with 1 out and 1 man on, and here's a 2-2 pitch. Looking for the sign. Loaiza working. Popped up to left, going back toward the warning track, and making the catch for out number 2 is the left fielder. The runner on first tags up Urias, and he slides safely into second on a very aggressive base running play. Bruce's throw was late into second. I don't think he anticipated Urias trying to tag up in advance. However, he's standing on second now. That's a huge run for the Brewers if they can get it across. And Loaiza will face Brock Holt here in the top of the 11th inning. 2 outs, 3-1 count. Loaiza with the pitch. Outside for ball 4. So the walk sends Holt down to first, and now Manny Pena is the batter. Pena is 2 for 4 today with 2 RBIs. He comes up with 2 outs, 2 men on. Tie game in the top of the 11th inning. Here's a full count pitch. That is low and away for ball 4, and Loaiza walks the bases loaded. So now Eric Sogard is going to be the pinch hitter for the pitcher's spot as the Brewers try to win this in the top of the 11th inning. They're trying to take the lead. They have 2 outs, and the bases are loaded. Loaiza with a 1-strike count. Here's the pitch. Grounder to short. Bogaerts has it. Flips to second, and that ends the inning. So, dramatic inning, but the Brewers, despite loading the bases, do not score. I'll be very interested to see who the Brewers decide to bring into pitch here in the bottom of the 11th inning. It is a 7-7 tie in Chicago. So Brandon Woodruff is coming in to pitch. He is a starter for the Brewers. He started 4 days ago throwing 84 pitches. So Woodruff is going to face Hayward in the bottom of the 11th inning. Woodruff has thrown 136 2/3 innings, 47 walks, 127 strikeouts, and a 4.02 ERA. So 3-1 count. Woodruff facing Hayward. Looking for the sign. And here's the pitch. Outside for ball 4. Hayward draws the walk. He heads down to first. And now Wilson Ramos is the batter. Nobody out. Runner on first. 2-1 count to Ramos. Grounder back to the mound. The throw goes to second, but there is no relay to first, so the Brewers do not complete the double play as Hayward breaks it up at second base. And now Mike Tauschman is going to be sent up to pinch hit for the pitcher's spot. He comes up with 1 out and the winning run on first base in the bottom of the 11th inning. Here's the first pitch from Woodruff. And that's hit hard into right center field. kiss it goodbye. Mike Tauschman has just hit a walk-off two-run home run, 443 feet out to straightaway center field. And the Cubs have won this game 9-7. What a dramatic comeback for the Cubs today. As we see the Brewers and Cubs played a pretty spectacular game. The Brewers actually had, I believe, 2 outs and nobody on base in the bottom of the 9th inning. And Hader managed to blow that save. So the win goes to Jonathan Loaiza. He goes to 3-5. He threw 2/3 of an inning and struck out 2. The loss goes to Brandon Woodruff as he drops to 8-7. And he allowed the game-winning home run to Mike Tauschman. Brock Holt is considered the player of the game. Holt went 2 for 5, scored twice, drove in 3, had a pretty good day, walked once. However, the hero for the Cubs, without a doubt, is the home run today. As Happ, Bryant, Santana, and Tauschman all hit home runs in the course of this game. The home run actually won this game for the Cubs. So, the Cubs improved to 52-58 in dramatic fashion, while the Brewers dropped to 47-62. So thank you for watching Replacement Player Baseball.